Hello, gamers! Oh, sheesh! Welcome back to another amazing live stream by yours truly. How are we? How are we? Today, we are playing... I almost said Yakuza. That is not what I meant. We're playing 428 Shibuya Scramble. Ooh. Sorry. The Undertale music got me. But yeah, we're playing 428 Shibuya Scramble today. It's been literally a month since I played this. I last played it September 14th, and it's now the 17th, so it's been like a month and some change. I didn't realize it'd been that long. Like, in my head, I felt like I just played it the other day. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, oh yeah, I played it like max like 2 weeks ago. Like, I genuinely thought it'd been, like, at least, like, you know, or at most 2 weeks since I played it. No, girl, it's been a month. It's been a month. But, you know, I'm ready to party, me personally. So, let me pause the music, give you desktop audio, and move you over here. Is this the music in the game? Is this the music in the game? This does not sound like music that would be in this game. Oh, it is! Okay, my fault. I swear to God, that sounded like music that I was already listening to. I think because whenever I'm on that main menu screen, I've got like whatever music I'm playing on Spotify playing, so like I've never noticed it before. What the hell? Anyways, last we left off, I believe we just finished an hour, and now we're continuing the story, I think, maybe? So, yeah. I think we'll start as per usual with Kano. Because I don't remember if we looked at any of this stuff afterwards. Okay. Also, sorry if you hear any background noise. Kano practically dived from the car when it arrived on the scene in Maruyamacho. The place was teeming with officers and onlookers alike. Out of the way, please move aside. Kano forced his way through the throng. Sasayama was lying in a massive pool of blood. Yo, I forgot that bro got shot. Oh, wait, you guys can't see it. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know why it didn't connect. There we go. Ah! Not that you really missed anything, but this is what it looked like. Sasayama was lying in a massive pool of blood. Sorry, get serious, get serious. Hold on, wait. Sorry, I'm not tabbed in. Sasayama! Dude, are they actually gonna kill my boy? No. Kano rushed to his partner's side. The knife was still embedded deep in Sasayama's belly. Its handle shuddered each time he drew in a labored breath. Guess I messed up. Sasayama could only manage a raspy murmur. No! Please don't try to talk, Kano urged. Looks like I won't be celebrating the Mrs. birthday. Sasayama drew a small package from his pocket. It'd been neatly wrapped and fitted with a pretty little ribbon. Here, give this to Michan for me. Kano shook his head. No way, literally me right now. What the hell? Dude, this is a why did I pick this one first? Dude, I forgot Sasayama got stabbed last time. God damn it. Hi, legit. Yeah, I know, an actual game with real people. It's the first time we've done that. I can't believe this. I like Sasayama too. Why couldn't it have been like I don't even know, because I don't know anybody else that I want to die besides like the bad guys. You know? Why couldn't it have been Kano's father-in-law? No way, you could give it to her yourself. You've never met Michan, huh? She's real pretty. Probably surprised how pretty she... I know. You told me all about her. Kano, please. Give this to my wife for me. Mustering up the last of his strength, Sasayama pressed the gift into Kano's hand. Sasayama? Sasayama's hand dropped back down into the puddle of blood. A paramedic team finally arrived at the scene. As Sasayama was loaded into the ambulance, Kano felt a surge of rage roiling inside him. Clenching his fist so hard his nails dug into his palm, he marched over to the captive Al-Karawan. Well, I mean, at least he's gonna go to jail for murdering somebody. You son of a bitch. He wound up for a punch to Al-Karawan's face, only to have his arm caught forcibly by the elbow. Is it Stanley? Spinning his head around, he found Stanley standing there. Let go of me, Stanley. But the American held a grip of steel, and Kano's arm wouldn't budge. They allow you to assault suspects here in Japan, do they? Kano bit his lip and then lowered his shaking fist. No, of course not, he growled. Al-Karawan let out a nasal chuckle as he watched the pair. With a cold glare, Stanley strolled over to him. He leaned in close to whisper something, and all at once the blood drained from Al-Karawan's face. Visibly shaken, Al-Karawan said something back to Stanley. Stanley gave a slight nod, then left the captive with the police escort. Kano went over to him. What the fuck was that? He is! He's like... he's just the white guy that's around. What is this graphic telenovela? Like, pretty much exactly that. So this game, Fortune Shibuya Scramble, you play as a revolving cast of main characters, and the actions that each main character takes accidentally, like, influences the other people's stories. So it's like, you do one thing as one person, it could cause something bad to happen to, like, one of the other characters in their storyline. So you have to try to find a way to smooth everything out so that way the timeline flows as it should. It's a cool concept. But yeah, it is very dramatic. And this is like the most dramatic because there was a death. This might be like our first death, like permanent death. All the other deaths that that TH sound, all the other deaths that we've had before have been like because of like bad endings or like routes that you shouldn't have done. You know what I mean? But this is like the first one's like, this person's actually dead. Like, actually dead. It's crazy. I think it might be. That's so sad. Why did it have to be my Pookie? It should have been Stanley. I don't trust him. He's sus. Well, that's interesting. I can't wait to see the gameplay. Honestly, the gameplay is nothing crazy. It's very much kind of like a visual novel. You know, you got text on the screen, but then sometimes you have choices that you need to make. Like, you know, you pick which dialogue option or action or whatever like that. But I like it because I like visual novels because I'm bad at games. Kano went over to him. Hey, what was that all about? Apparently, Al-Karawan gave Hitomi some instructions. Told her to get into a blue minivan that was parked along Dogenzaka. So Stanley's hunch had been correct. But why had Al-Karawan confessed so quickly? How'd you get him to talk? Yeah, you don't need to know about that. Turning on his heel, Stanley went to report the news about the blue van to the task force. Bro, this man is sus as hell. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure game. Yeah, the story be wild in. Kuze immediately directed the detectives nearest Dogenzaka to look into it, but they found no blue minivan in the area. The order that came down for all personnel to search for the vehicle. Kano thought back to another item in the Dick Diary. This is a book of, like, advice and stuff. Dick Dictum, number 14. Use the dead as a stepping stone, but be sure to die a stepping stone yourself. In the abstract, Kano could appreciate the nobility of self-sacrifice, but when he thought of Sasayama's blood-stained figure, it wasn't so easy to keep his emotions in check. That's still a wild name for a Diary/handbook. I know. I'm like, you ever like hear things and you're like, wow, you know, I thought it was wild at first, but then I got used to it. And then it's like somebody else comes in who doesn't know anything about it, and you're like, oh, I forgot how wild this sounds again. First time you've ever seen a fellow officer get hurt. Stanley had come back over him. We don't have time to relax. If you can't keep your anger in, then do something about it. Here and now. Stanley pointed to his own jaw. Hit me, American style. What does that mean? Kano smiled wryly at the unexpected proposal. No thanks, I'll be fine. Hitting this man wasn't going to make Kano feel any better. I'm the one who deserved to get hit. Thinking about Sasayama, Kano couldn't help but feel guilty. Without a word, Kano threw a punch. Oh. I won't be leaving my dick diary as advice for anybody else to read. Yeah, that's like, yeah, I'm gonna leave that to me. You think Stanley has a glass jaw? What do you think, like... Listen, one thing's gonna shatter, but I don't know if it's gonna be his jaw or my fist, bro. What do you guys think I should do? I don't want to get punched, though. Should I punch him? He asked for it, you're right. Without a word, Kano threw a punch. Stanley soaked up the rage-fueled blow, his face a mask of calm. Kano felt all the more miserable in the face of such an unflinching resolve. If I weren't such a bumbling clod, Sasayama would never have. Hey, don't blame yourself, Stanley said. You guys have been doing better than I expected. More sarcasm, huh? Stanley's mouth curled up sheepishly, and he held his hands wide. Kuze's voice suddenly cut in over the wireless. Dude, he's the sturdiest man. This must be the sturdiest man alive. We've located the blue minivan. It's in Jinan 1 Chom? On Kohendori. That's a lot of words. Its homie might be there, and maybe the kidnapper's ringleader would turn up too. On pure reflex, Kano broke into a run. Stanley followed close behind. They sped through the back streets, making their way toward Kohendori. Kano was a pretty fast runner, but Stanley kept up with him without apparent difficulty. Damn. Were you in the army or something? No, the Marines. United States Marine Corps, a rapid deployment force specializing in amphibious landing operations. An independent branch of the armed forces along with the Army, Navy, and Air Force. The Marines' motto is Semper Fidelis, Latin for always faithful. Anyways. Honestly, Stanley's giving me Frank Castle vibes before he went off the deep end. Oh gosh. Shibuya, you say. Insert JJK meme here. Hi, Silver. Listen, bro, I'm telling you. Shibuya might be like the most iconic place. Like, I feel like more places, you know, like reference or include Shibuya than like most other places in Japan that I know of. But I don't know. Marines and military are the same to me. Get off your high horse, Sailor, right? I was like, I don't know the difference. Like, aren't they all just branches of the military? I guess, like, Army is different because it's a different branch. I don't know. I thought Army and military were, like, synonymous. Hello! I'm doing pretty good. I mean, besides the fact that a character I like fucking died. Funny you say that. Marines are probably the least represented branch in the military other than the Space Force. Dude, I forgot the Space Force was even part of it, so that goes to show you. Army's the largest branch, that's why it's the most well-known. That makes sense. It wasn't much further to Kohendori. Kano, if we find that van, don't get too close, Stanley warned. It could be a trap. Guys, I noticed a mistake. They didn't put another open quotation mark. It could be a trap. These people will do anything to carry out their goals. Anything, huh? Kano could sense the truth of Stanley's words. He reminded himself that his life could depend on remembering them. He raised his eyes. They were coming up on Koendori. Ooh, my controller just vibrated. Suddenly, a boom as loud as a cannon fire shook the area. Did the van blow up, Yakuza style? Also, I think some other countries only have one branch, so army equals military for them. That makes sense. American games make up random locations, or European Japanese games takes place in your neighborhood, at your school. You are in the game, literally. Like even like Persona has Shibuya in there, and what's that fucking game? It's The World Ends With You, I believe it's called. Also, partially takes place in Shibuya. Oh my god, cute little witch hat. Yeah! This is my little Halloween, well, October month, PNG. Got QM in his little hat. Something's wrong, Kano thought. That's no ordinary city noise. Dude, no way. A column of black smoke rose up from between two nearby buildings. Passerby stopped and stared, gasping in alarm. Oh, dude! It's a video! Guys, we don't get moving pictures that often, so that was a real treat. That was a real treat. Yeah, the world ends with you. Yeah. I really want to go back and play that game, but I'm like it's so hard to do with the touchscreen stuff. Not being a touchscreen, you know what I mean? I feel like at least 60% of all games / anime based in Japan are either set in Shibuya or Tokyo. Literally. Isn't there a PC port? Not of the first game, no. I think it's on the Switch, though. But Switch games are really expensive. I have a Switch, but they're like $60, and I do not want to pay no $60 for a fucking game. I can't lie, y'all. I can't lie. Then Kano saw flames. This hadn't been an accident. Someone had set off an explosion. The Shibuya precinct wasn't too far from here. Kano recalled the attempted bioterrorism attack on Kasumigaseki? Sorry. 2 years ago, the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Public Safety Commission obtained intel of an imminent bioterrorist attack within the city. Immediately afterward, an unoccupied minivan exploded outside the Metropolitan Police Department, and a device for dispersing a bacterial contagion was discovered at the subway platform at Kasumigaseki Station. Having determined that the city bureaucracy was the target, the Japanese government contacted the terrorist organization responsible in secret, making a deal to put an end to the threat. That incident had begun with a van exploding outside of the Tokyo MPD station. Already a large crowd of onlookers was gathering. Shouts rose up as they took in the scene. What's going on? What happened? That car's on fire! Kano called into HQ, but then quickly slipped around to the back of the burning vehicle. It was a minivan. Peering at the flaming chassis, he could see that there was someone inside. Oh no. Could that be Hitomi? Once they had their hands on the antiviral, the criminals would have no further use for Hitomi Osawa. Already the body had been charred to ash. At this point, it was hardly recognizable as a human anymore. Ooh. Keep out. Okay, okay. Sure. Also, if anybody wants to see, this is what the time chart looks like. So I'll go all the way to the top real fast. So yeah, you start, Kano is the first character you play as to like get his story, and then you can see like this means like a branching pathway. And then you have a bunch of like other characters that all like link up with each other, even though like not everybody's connected to the case in a way that you would think. Let's go see my boy Achi. I would say in this storyline, we reunited with Hitomi, who's a random girl that we met on the street who just needed some help, and we provided that. And then we had a meeting set up with this girl named Kanan, who knows Hitomi's sister Maria, and she's gonna help us with stuff. Back alley. Members of SOS, which is a little gang group, don't come by here very much. Word has it that in this place, around 10 years ago, one man beat the crap out of 7 street toughs in the blink of an eye, all by himself. Dude, Kiryu. Over time, people have offered various theories that he was an assassin, that he was some foreign soldier, even that he might have been a ghost. And to this day, the urban legend lives on. Kanan led them into a narrow back alley. The moment she stopped, Hitomi spoke up. Why was my sister kidnapped? Before I answer that, there's something I need to tell you, Kanan said. Okay. Her tone was cold and sharp. I've come to Japan because I'm on a mission. I'm not at liberty to discuss all the details. Okay. Also, Hitomi and Maria are twins. I like to compare this game to an old 2004 movie I saw called Crash. Basically the same concept, ensemble cast that seemingly have nothing to do with each other until you go further into the plot. Yeah. Does this mean that Hitomi isn't the burned up body, or Achi's stuff is before Kano? Technically right now this stuff is slightly before what happens before, so I guess we're gonna find out if this is her or not, or if this is somebody else. But yeah, technically right now we're a little bit before, because, let me see. Yeah, because this is taking place at 15, so, like, this is happening in this gap of time between this one and this one. I'm not at liberty to discuss all the details. Alright. Hitomi gave a slight nod. To answer your question, Maria was kidnapped by mistake. Mistake? What? Hitomi gasped. But why? Because this kidnapper isn't after Maria. They're after you. Who's after me? Who's after me? The mastermind behind this whole thing, Kanan said. Her tone was matter of fact. Whoa, hold on, Achi interrupted. What do they want Hitomi for? That I cannot say. Well then, who is this person? I can't tell you that either. You see, their sex, nationality, age, appearance, just about anything about them is shrouded in mystery. So there's honestly not much I can tell you. Achi and Hitomi stood dumbfounded. What gives? Achi said. So you're saying all you know is that this mastermind has some lame name like Mastermind? Sorry, this person. Hitomi turned to whisper in his ear. Mastermind isn't actually their name. Achi, he's just a himbo, and I love that for him. Originally used solely to refer to someone of remarkable intellect, the term first took on its criminal connotations in the 19th century. I'm here, I'm here, Kanan spat, because I'm looking for revenge. Revenge? Hitomi asked. What for? This person also killed my friend. T. Because dancing killed my grandma. Kanan's inscrutable eyes flashed with a threatening gleam. Earlier, you said that it was your fault my sister got kidnapped, Hitomi said. Kanan cast her eyes down. 4 days ago, I managed to learn this criminal's plan, so I got in touch with Maria and told her that you were going to be attacked at that party. So that's why she told me not to go. Hitomi's voice trembled as she spoke. I gave Maria a small GPS tracker to give to you, but I guess you never got it? Dude, it's got a video. Global Positioning System, a network of man-made satellites and ground-based control stations for providing geolocation data. Alternately, a device that makes use of said system. Modern cell phones and vehicle navigation systems use the GPS. Let me take a look at this. Okay. And that's how GPS works. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you don't know if she's the body because a wrong choice on one route can end up killing someone on another. Exactly. Ooh, so a choice made here could make the body Hitomi or somebody else. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I never got it, sorry. Hitomi shook her head. I see. She must still have it then. Wait. So then my sister... The color drained from Hitomi's face as she understood. Yes, Kanan replied. Maria acted as a decoy and let herself get kidnapped in your stead. Hitomi swayed on her feet, shocked to the verge of fainting. Achi hurriedly reached out and caught her in his arms. But wait, he said to Kanan as he held Hitomi up. I don't get that either. Why didn't neither of them go? Then nobody would have been kidnapped, right? I mean, why'd her sister need to go and act as a decoy? Kanan let out a tiny sigh. She's like, stupid, simple man. If she hadn't gone to the party, the kidnappers would have just found some other opportunity to come after her. Okay. Achi nodded. That sorta makes sense. I'm betting that Maria's plan was to use the GPS to lead me to these guys' hideout. She wanted to keep her sister safe and also figured she could help me with my mission. It's the sort of scheme she'd think of. So then, can't you use the GPS to locate Hitomi's sister? Achi asked. Kanan shook her head. The GPS hasn't been powered on since she was kidnapped. It's possible the kidnappers took it from her. Wait, what? So after all that, even you can't find Maria? Oh, I wonder if it's the necklace. Is that the tracker? Is it bad that Hitomi is probably the one character I don't like? Oh, really? Why don't you like her? Honestly, I'm feeling different. Achi slumped his shoulders in disappointment. I didn't say that. What do you mean? I got some intel from those syndicate members we met earlier. Apparently, sometime this morning they put Maria into a blue minivan, and since then they've been moving her all around Shibuya. Achi and Hitomi exchanged glances at the mention of the blue minivan. Unfortunately, Kanan continued, those operatives didn't know what the current situation was exactly. So we're back to the blue van then. Achi hurriedly explained what they'd been through so far. He mentioned how they'd first seen the blue van where the kidnappers had told Hitomi to find it. He also described how the first how first the man with the cane and then a host of others had come after them. He got a little sidetracked here and there, but Kanan quietly listened to the end. I see, she muttered. So then, what do you think? Achi asked. Seems like we messed up their scheme a little, huh? Whatever the case, this man with the cane concerns me, Kanan said. I doubt he's working with the others. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's it. Some guy who isn't involved butts in, and it throws off their whole plan. And I'm the guy. I don't like her for the same reason I don't like Akane from 999 before I got to the end of the game and hated her for different reasons. She feels like a damsel character that's just here to be helped or saved by the main love interest. Yeah, I can see that. I think the only reason why I don't feel as annoyed with Hitomi like I did with Akane is I just feel like when Hitomi talks, she doesn't piss me off. You know what I mean? Like, she talks and I'm like, okay, like I can stand to listen to you for a little bit. Like, whereas every time Akane speaks, I'm just like, I need you to shut the hell up. You're pissing me off. Because everything she says is stupid. Kanan nodded in agreement. Because you and that man with the cane showed up, she said. They couldn't leave the minivan where it was. They took a sensible precaution. But then, if you think about it, isn't this an opportunity for us to turn the tables on Mr. Mastermind? Kanan flashed him a faint speculative smile. I wonder about that. While Akane was batshit with her conspiracy theories. Aw, come on, Achi grumbled. You're such a buzzkill. Low-key, I don't know why, but I feel like Achi, like, this girl kind of reminds me of Achi. I feel like it's like a mix of like the eyebrows and like the dark eyes and maybe like a little bit of the nose. Any well-made plan has a good, solid outline, which means that even after it has come to fruition, it's easy to trace things back to the planner. Is that how that works? By contrast, if you achieve your goals using accidental means, the outline becomes blurred, and it makes it harder for anyone outside looking in to grasp what the actual plan is. Achi swallowed hard as he took in the gravity of the situation. Well, but, I mean, like, if there's an accident, people are gonna for sure panic. Plan or not. The corners of Kanan's lips curled up. Typically, I suppose, she said. Like, every time she speaks, I get that one meme that you showed us the other day with the shut the fuck up. Oh, yeah. Literally. I should make that a meme. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? I'm getting calls. I have to catch a flight. But people who are after Hitomi not only have the people who are after Hitomi not only have they put together a perfect plan, they've purposefully left certain tiny holes in it, and so we can't even figure out who they are. The outline of the plan is always too blurry. Achi had no response to that. It was like he was hearing about some completely different world beyond the one he knew. If what Kanan had said was true, he'd been dealing with opponents that were on a level way above his own. In any event, since these people are after you, it'd be best if you didn't wander around town anymore, Kanan told him. But now Hitomi had recovered. She stood up straight and shook her head. No, I'm going to find that blue minivan. My sister is in danger because of me. I can't abandon her to just save myself. Yeah, that's right. Achi patted Hitomi on the back. And if that's what you're gonna do, then I don't care who we're up against. I'm with you in this until the end. Heck, it's too late for me to back out now. That ship has already failed. It's already sailed, Achi. Hitomi giggled despite herself. Yeah. Kanan let out another little sigh. Dude, you're gonna have to spill some beans, bro. They don't know about, like, the virus and all that stuff. All right, just make sure you're extra careful, she said. You can't count on getting bailed out of trouble like you have before. I understand, Hitomi said. Her eyes showed no trace of doubt or fear. Kanan gave her a slight nod, then quickly disappeared down the alleyway. Okay. Right then, Achi said. Want to get back to looking for that minivan? Then he stopped, remembering their previous efforts. If they just heedlessly wandered around town, they'd probably end up in the same trouble they'd encountered before. They'd get chased by the man with the cane, or by the kidnappers, and their search would be interrupted yet again. What should they do, then? There had to be a better way. Achi happened to glance upward and caught sight of a surveillance camera installed on one of the streetlights. That's it! Hmm? I can't believe I didn't think of it before! Hitomi peered at him, startled by his sudden shouting. We just need to use my old man's surveillance cameras and this'll be a breeze. Achi took Hitomi by the hand and started running. His destination? The security camera monitoring room in Dongenzaka. Achi didn't slow his pace until they were nearing their destination. Then he turned to look back at Hitomi. He was about to ask if she was doing all right when someone close at hand called out to him. Minorikawa. Hey, mind if I ask you two something? Have you ever heard of SOS? This has stunned me more than anything else. Achi stopped in his tracks as a stranger stepped in front of him. The guy looked too old to be picking a fight with SOS. Achi regarded him with suspicion. Yeah, why do you ask? Do you happen to be a member yourself? No, not anymore. The man's eyes flashed with a gleam of recognition. Did this guy know who he was? With a broad grin, the stranger took a step closer. Achi's heart sank. He couldn't afford to get caught up in some new hassle right now. Hitomi flashed him a worried look. Let's go. Achi and Hitomi dodged past the man and hurried onward. Even if the guy was harmless, they needed to be on their guard. There was no telling just how many thugs and assassins were looking for Hitomi. I'm surprised he let them go that easily, knowing him. Rather than head directly for the surveillance building, Achi decided he'd better make sure the stranger wasn't up to something. Hitomi followed as he slipped quickly into a back alley. There was no indication that the man was following them. What was that guy's deal? Hitomi asked. No idea. But he sure seemed kind of fishy. Doesn't look like he's coming after us, though. They took a quick detour through another seedy back alley. Then, as they were starting to head towards their original destination, Achi felt a sudden searing pain in his back. Oh, did I just get stabbed, bro? No way, I just got stabbed. Oh, I wonder if I have to make him stop and talk to Minorikawa, and this delays him getting stabbed. Ugh! Glancing over his shoulder, he discovered that one of the foreign syndicate members had crept up and struck him from behind. Oh no, I've been stabbed. Ah! Oh, sorry. I thought that was me, not Hitomi. Ah! Hitomi screamed. Another man had suddenly appeared, grabbing her by the arms. Dude, I hate when I get stabbed. Hitomi. Achi tried to reach out to her, but his arm was leaden. His body refused to obey his commands. As the attacker wrenched the knife from his back, Achi felt the blood gushing out of his wound. The two men started to drag Hitomi away. Damn it. He tried to pursue them, but his legs faltered and he couldn't find their footing. He was losing blood so fast he was starting to fade from consciousness. Achi could only watch impotently as Hitomi was dragged further and further away. That look in the stabber's face is diabolical, right? Stabbed by kidnapper. I'm gonna assume the hint is gonna be like, maybe you should talk to that little reporter guy. Hachi got stabbed, caught in a surprise attack by one of the kidnappers. Either that or Minorika would not be there at all. If that weird guy hadn't tried to talk to him, Hachi would have never taken the risk of wandering through the alleys. But how can you keep that guy from wanting to interview Hachi? Guess get him to go somewhere else. Sorry, I was drinking my drink. Okay. We're just gonna go in order, so let's go see Maria. And by Maria, listen, I can't lie, I'm gonna still call her Tama. I'm just like, bro, I just don't like the name Maria. I'm like, girl, that's Tama. I know I said this before, but I still feel that way. Like, I don't know, I just feel like she's too cool to be called Maria. No offense to the Marias out there. Oh, wait, hold on. Is my name Hitomi Osawa? At my shout, the man with the cane hesitates, his finger on the trigger. What do you mean by that? The barrel of the gun is still aimed squarely at my head. I mean exactly what I said. Is my name Hitomi Osawa? I don't know who I am. Maria. I know, right? The freaking shadow. You're trying to play games with me. I'm not playing with anyone, I swear. I'm utterly desperate now. Getting killed is one thing, but who wants to die without even knowing who they are? Tell me, am I Hitomi Osawa or not? The man gives me a good hard look. Damn it, I wonder. He continues to study me along the barrel of the gun. Is this me or her? Or is that me or him? I don't know. I'll do it twice, just in case. Tell me what you know. Or, tell me what you know. It's an order, not a request. Okay, so it must be him then. Tell me what you know. It's an order, not a request. What I know about what? Look, I have amnesia. I quickly summarize what's happened to me since I woke up in that storehouse. The man listens intently, never taking his eyes off me. I see. So that's what's going on then. Once I'm done with my story, the man with the cane sits down on an empty soda crate. Seems he believes me, at any rate. That's a relief, if nothing else. So then, am I Hitomi Osawa? No. Then who is Hitomi Osawa? Is she someone who looks like me? Shut your mouth, the man spits. Just be quiet. His expression is vacant. What am I going to do? He mutters to himself. If I'm not Hitomi Osawa, does that mean you don't have any business with me? Seems so. In that case, can I go? The assassin doesn't answer. He lets his pistol hang limp in his hand, the muzzle dropping to point at the ground. It doesn't look like he wants to kill me anymore, but it doesn't look like he'll let me go quietly either. I remain motionless, waiting for an opportunity to run away. I need to do something about that gun he has, and then make a run for it. I don't know. Let's just wait and see what happens. I remain motionless, waiting for an opportunity to run away. I mean, I probably should take the gun out, but, you know, I want to see if this leads to a bad end, and if so, what does it say? We are trying to get bad ends, to be fair. I might not make it in time, the man murmurs to himself under his breath. Not make it in time for what? By the way, you want to 100% this game, right? Yeah, I probably will. Which is why I was trying to get a bad end. But maybe this is gonna reveal more information than I initially thought. He's just gonna trauma dump or something. Good to know for later. Yeah. I'm curious now, but this is hardly the time or place to find out more. I've learned for certain that I'm not Hitomi Osawa, which basically tells me nothing. I'm right back to square one on figuring out who I am. The assassin has gone quiet, sitting on a pile of crates. He seems lost in thought. Still, I don't dare to try to get away. All I can do is stand and wait and mull over my own situation. Just who am I? I ask myself again and again. I am... No, I have no business with you, the man finally says. Go. Don't worry, I won't follow you. I wonder if I can believe him. Maybe he's just trying to get me off my guard so he can shoot me in the back. Do not go to the police, or go back home, he continues. Well, I don't even know where home is, so... Lay low by yourself somewhere for a while. How long is for a while? Until around sundown. This should all be over by then. It'll all be over? I have no idea what it is, but I decide not to pry in case he decides to change his mind. Okay, I'm gonna run away now. Sure. I take a slow step backward. I'm starting to turn away when he speaks up again. Before you go, I need to tell you one more thing. What's that? Is he gonna tell me my name? When you get your memories back, I'm sure you're gonna hate me. And so I apologize in advance. Of course I have no idea what he's talking about, but it makes me even more uneasy. I truly am sorry. I've got no response for that, so I just give the man one last look before I turn and run. I feel so bad for Tama because, like, she literally has no idea what's going on. Like, she is one of the most connected people to what's happening right now, and she doesn't even know it, and that's T. Like, I can't lie, that's T. I decide to look for someplace to hide out for a while, as the gunman suggested. But since I don't really know my left from my right in this town, that's easier said than done. Before I realize it, I've made my way back to the knick-knack shop where I bought the necklace. Maybe I could hide out in here? As I contemplate that possibility, I hear an all too familiar voice. Tama, 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 Tama. Oh my god. There's Mr. Yanagashita. See, I'm him, bro. Like, that's Tama, baby. There's Mr. Yanagashita on the floor of the shop. He's been tied up with some rope. What happened, boss? Why is this fuck always coming back? They couldn't get rid of their, like, one of their comedy relief characters. Look, this is all just... I was framed! Nah, whatever's happened, I'm pretty sure it was all his fault. She said nah. Just call it a hunch. He says I'm a thief. Well, I say he's the thief for selling stuff he finds around town. Hey, the sales clerk steps into view, scowling. Just what are you implying? What in the world is going on here? I haven't the foggiest. Tama, help me, please. Yanagashita kicks and squirms like a hyperactive child. Do you know this man? The sales clerk asks. No. Well, I mean, sorta. He's a real pain. He's been making a scene like this for as long as he's been here. I find it hard to imagine a worse way to interfere with someone's business. I hate to ask, the clerk continues, but you take him to the police for me. The police? Yeah. Oh, well, the police... The gunman did specifically warn me not to go to them. I feel no loyalty to that killer, but I am reluctant to antagonize him. And for reasons I can't explain, I have a strong sense that going to the police right now is a bad move. But Mr. Yanagashita isn't privy to my thoughts, and he looks up at me with a hopeful gleam in his eye. Yeah, that'll work. Tama can take me to the police. And then we can put this all behind us. All's well that ends well, right? Well, sure. Feeling like I have no choice, I leave the shop with him. Okay, Mr. Yanagishita says excitedly as soon as we're out of earshot. Now let's go find Chiri. Huh? Aren't we going to the No, what? No! We're not really gonna go. Oh man, I'm so glad you showed up, Tama. Now come on, let's go find Chiri. From the big grin on his face, I have an inkling of what's coming next. You've thought of another get-rich-quick scheme, haven't you? Goodness, Tama, you can see right through me. It's not that difficult. I honestly can't tell if Yanagishita is the luckiest man alive or the unluckiest. Listen, what if it's this, right? I don't know if you've ever seen Danganronpa 2, but you know of Nagito Komaeda, right? The guy with the wild white hair, and he wears a green jacket, and sometimes is shipped with Sans the skeleton. His talent is luck, but his luck is very specific in how it works, as well as the protagonist from the first game, Makoto Naegi. He's also the ultimate lucky student. His talent is luck, and their lucks work differently. So with I feel like Yanagishita's kind of like Makoto's luck, in the sense that like Makoto's luck will affect him negatively, but for a positive outcome. So I'm trying to think of an example that isn't a spoiler. I guess, I mean, even his getting into Hope's Peak Academy, like, it's a good thing, right? But it's also bad because it leads to him getting put in a killing game. Or like there's a part where there's like, this is like in part of one of the animes, he gets like a wrench thrown at him, but instead of getting hit in the head with a wrench, which would probably kill him because it was like flying at 50 million miles an hour and it's like made of metal, he instead like tripped and like fell on his butt instead. So it's like, you know, it's bad because he tripped and fell, but he's lucky because he could have died. Meanwhile, like Komaeda, his luck is like good things will happen to him, but bad things will happen to those around him. Like, this is kind of like a mini spoiler for one of his like side dialogues that you can get, where like apparently like I don't remember if he was in the plane or not. I think he was, but he was like in a plane accident with his parents and everybody died except for him, and he got left his parents in like inheritance. So it's like he's lucky because now he's rich, but he's unlucky because he got into a plane accident, now his parents are dead. So it's like those things. It's like, you know, Yanagishita, his luck is like he gets out of stuff, but it hurts him in the end as well. That's what it reminds me of, which makes sense considering this is a Spike Chunsoft game, so it's full circle, baby. It's not that difficult. It's practically written all over your face, boss. But Mr. Yanagishita isn't really listening. He's too full of enthusiasm. This time I got a line on 10 million yen. So come on, let's go make ourselves stinking rich. He punctuates his grand announcement by pointing fervently at some non-existent listener. Dude, it's me. Several weeks later. Dude, I mean, he did say to lay low. Iron Stomach, a celebration of truly astonishing appetites, when the mighty stomach triumphs over the endless something or other. Oh my god. Wait, can I see if I go up? Okay, there we go. When the mighty stomach triumphs over the endless cavalcade? I've never cavalcade. I don't even know. I've never seen that word in my life. Of icebergs, and the hero shall be blessed with fame and fortune. Honestly, low-key, this is iconic. I might have to use this. I might have to use this as my thumbnail picture, because this is kind of fire. Unless something else crazy happens, I kind of want this. Hold on, let me break down this time so I don't forget. Sorry, I remember Icarus messaged me something. Oh, I gotta reply back. They said something and I was like, true, look at enter person, and they said enter person. And then they sent a fucking gif of, I don't know if y'all seen this, it's like this old white guy in a blue like checkered-ish shirt, and you know he's got bald on the top, gray hair, and he's holding a cigarette, so he's like, you know, just like you know, holding the cigarette like with his eyes closed, and then just put haven't heard that name in years, and it actually made me LOL. Oh man, okay, I just want to save this. 57 minutes basically. 57 minutes. 428 thumbnail. There we go. Yes, enter person, that diabolical fiend. You know who it is, Black Flu. It's that person. Oh, that, yeah. I stand with Cheery on the winner's podium. The cheers and applauses are deafening when the master of ceremonies makes the announcement. Cheery is the champion. She laughs with delight as she holds up the trophy that signifies her 10 million yen win. And me? I got runner-up. I wasn't too into the idea at first, but after giving it a shot, I found that professional gluttony kind of grows on you. Even I was surprised by how much I could eat, and I had to admit, it felt kind of good. My memory still hasn't come back, but that doesn't matter anymore. I found myself a new purpose, with my new family. To steal Cheery's spot on the throne. That right there is now my greatest goal in life. See, this is why sometimes bad ends are worth it. Because this was fire. I love these joke bad ends that flash forward in time and completely ignore the events of the main game. I know, right? Tama never got her memories back. See, even they call her Tama still. Because, like, yeah, we know she's Maria, but, like, everyone's still like, girl, that's Tama. Tama never got her memories back. She ended up starting a new life on the competitive eating circuit. Which may not be a horrible fate, but wouldn't it be better if she recovered her old life as Maria? I don't know. When she was cornered in an alley by the man with the cane, there's someone who could have turned up and helped her out, Yanagashita. But he can't do that if he ends up getting tied up at the knick-knack shop. Okay, so we have to stop that from happening. Maria! Oh, it tells us if we've done them or not. Okay, let's go see Osawa. Also, I usually go through the story however I go through it, and then I'll go back and, you know, fix the timeline. Because I like just seeing how it plays out with everybody to get kind of like an idea of what I should do next type shit. I've never truly trusted anyone. Not on a fundamental level. Human beings are a type of organism that I can't get a true handle on through mere surface interactions. And the very fact that I have never trusted anyone else means that, inevitably, no one else has ever trusted me. Dude, you ever, like, I just opened my phone and realized I never sent a text I meant to send. Fuck me. Hold on. Bro, I don't know how to use, like, normie emojis. I'm like, what do you just, like, where's, like, just, like, a regular smile one? Like, I don't want to, like, grin. I'm too used to using, like, weird emojis. Oh, here we go. There we go. I'll use that one. There we go. There we go. Lord have mercy, y'all. I hate being a normie. I've done that for texts that I meant to send several days ago, just leaving the person I read the entire time. Yeah, like, I just, like, my reply was literally sitting in the box, and I'm like, I didn't hit send on that, bro. I meant to send that before I started streaming. Maybe the root of all my problems can be traced back to my heart. As he waited for Minori Kawa to contact him, Osawa thought about his current crisis. Assuming Tanaka was behind the kidnapping, then he must have had accomplices. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, you know when, like, I'm such an overreader. I'm like, I just need to make sure that I didn't make 75 typos, even though I already proofread this text before I sent it. I'm just like, what if, like, when I sent it, I actually added 40, spelling mistakes in there, even though, like, he replied and said thank you. Like, so clearly it made sense to him. But I'm just like, but what if I actually put, like, 20 slurs in there? And these criminals had mistakenly abducted Maria in their attempt to get at the antiviral drug that was in Hitomi's blood. Maria and Hitomi were fraternal twins, but they looked similar enough to be mistaken for identical twins. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Still, Tanaka would never confuse the two. The mix-up must have been made by some criminal who didn't know Maria or Hitomi personally. See, you're a better person than I. If it's just a text between friends, I will full send without proofing. Oh no, yeah. If it's a friend, that's one thing. But this was like for work. I was like, that's the only reason why I cared, because it was like a professional text, not like me sending something to like one of you guys. Honestly, I just realized I'm out of water and I'm thirsty as fuck. Do y'all mind if we do a BRB real fast? I know I should have did that, like, while I was looking at that text, but I'm reading a lot, and so, like, my throat is dry as shit. I'll switch this over to the, ooh, not ending, whoa, wow! Wow! Sorry, I switched through 20 different screens. My bad. I'll switch to the BRB, and you can listen to the creepy music because it matches the Halloween vibe. I'll be back. Oh, also, fair warning, I know that I'm gonna have to refill the ice tray, so I'll be like a little bit. So, you know, get yourself some snacks, or some drinks, or whatever you need. I'm back. Sorry. had to do a whole bunch of stuff. But we're back now. And the spooky music is spooky. Okay. And then let's clock over here. Welcome back. Thank you. Okay. The criminal must have been... the mix-up must have been made by some criminal who didn't know Marie or Hitomi personally. Insisting that Hitomi bring the ransom to the train station was obviously their solution. It had set her up for a second abduction. But piecing together this much of the kidnapper's plan only raised a different question. Why had Tanaka shown him those emails from Hitomi? Probably to, like, gain your trust. What do you mean? Be like, look, I'm helping. Wouldn't the criminals want to keep information like that hidden? The more Osawa thought about things, the less they made sense. Sorry, I'm opening a mint that I'm probably shouldn't be eating because I'm gonna be like slurping in the mic. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna try not to do that. But I want a mint real bad. The more Osawa thought about things, the less they made sense. Just who are my true allies? And who are my foes? I don't know. Just don't choke on the mint while talking, you know? Fair enough. Mr. Osawa, a delivery has arrived for you. Me? It was Kajiwara at the study door. Come in. Kajiwara stepped into the room and handed Osawa a letter-sized envelope. Osawa checked the label. Coming, the official Aya Kamiki fan club membership application enclosed. That's crazy. They're just gonna out me just like that? Requires a 1,000 yen initiation fee and yearly dues of 3,000 yen. Membership grants several perks, including the opportunity to reserve concert tickets in advance of the general public. Osawa is fond of the members-only website content, which includes Aya Kamiki's blog and exclusive videos. Coming! Dude, they got me. Right, he had requested the application the day he'd gotten back from overseas. Would you mind opening that? Kajiwara asked apologetically. What for? I'd just like to check the contents of any packages you received today, sir. It's possible the kidnapper may try to contact you by mail. Osawa opened the envelope. Inside, he found the expected application, along with several postcards featuring pictures of the singer. Kajiwara appeared pointedly at the postcard images. You must really like her, the detective said. And just what sort of music do you listen to? Listen to, then, Osawa asked, staring at one of the postcards. It was a striking photo that showed off Kamiki's expressive eyes. Let me think. Mostly classical, I suppose. Osawa raised a quizzical eyebrow. You know, Kajiwara continued, like Mozart and Chopin and the like. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, Wolfgang as a name kind of goes hard. Low-key. That might just be me. Like, kind of the whole name kind of eats. I can't even lie to you. Wolfgang. Ooh, ooh, Wolfgang. Ooh, ooh. Austrian-born music prodigy and classical composer. Famous works include The Marriage of Figaro, The Magic Flute, and Symphony No. 41, known as the Jupiter Symphony. And Chopin. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Frederic Francois Chopin. Composer and pianist. of the early Romantic era. So this is after Mozart. Because I think the other one said 17. This is 18. Famed as a national musician of Poland, left behind numerous solo piano works. Famous works include his Nocturne Op. 9 number 2 and his Piano Sonata number 2. He hummed few bars. Can't say I've ever heard of them. Wait, really? Are you serious? Kajiwara looked shocked. I'm familiar with the names, of course. I just never had much of an interest in music. Oh, that's such a shame. Would you care to listen to a piece now? If they start playing it, that's gonna be fire. That's gonna be fire. I suppose I may as well. Yes. No, I want to listen to it. I suppose I may as well. Now that he brought it up, Osawa was curious to know what sort of music Kajiwara enjoyed. Let me hear it. I suppose I may as well. Now that he brought it up, Osawa was curious to know what kind of music Kajiwara enjoyed. The detective pulled a digital music player out of his pocket. Here you go. Osawa slipped the attached earbuds into his ears. He heard a flow of quiet strings that was soon joined by bold, dramatic horns. I sound like I said corns. Corn. It's horn. As the piece continued, it grew more profound and complex, and Osawa could feel his spirit calming. Here, let me hear it. Which song is this one, Kajiwara? I feel like I just gulped super loud. Yelp! He took a deep breath and then expelled it through his nostrils. It felt as if the toxic gloom that had filled him was departing with the air. Before he knew it, nearly 10 minutes had passed. He's just gonna turn and he's gonna be like, Kajiwara, this is fire. Yeah, Mozart is a real G. Even wilder that he's considered one of the greatest composers to ever live. And I'm pretty sure he was deaf for the later part of his life. I think that's true. I think that is true. What do you think? It's quite nice. The theme of this piece is, Kajiwara paused for a moment and thought, well, it's about how erudition can be boorish. Can be boorishness. Accumulated knowledge, the term often connotes... oh my god, I can't read today, guys. Can you put me down? It doesn't even matter. Just say whatever comes out. An advanced and or esoteric understanding. Displaying a moderate amount can impress others, but pompously flaunting it is bound to put them off. Y'all, it's because I ate this fuck-ass mint. That's my bad. I'm like, I'm trying to chew it fast, bro. I'm sorry. I should not put this mint in my mouth. My apologies. Thank you. Thank you. If I hadn't met you, I'd never have discovered this piece. He spoke the words unthinkingly, with unaccustomed frankness. Was this the power of music, then? I'm very happy to hear that, sir. Osawa gazed at one of the postcards as he let himself be drawn back into the music. Bro, I been shipping them. But yeah, Osawa x Kajiwara, the ship is real, bro. Listen, I don't think anybody writes fanfics for this game, but I'm about to be the first. If not the most recent, at least. Kajisawa or Osawara. I think Kajisawa is good. Kajisawa, because it kind of sounds like Kajiwara a little. Osawa gazed at one of the postcards as he let himself be drawn back into the music. Aya was scooping up handfuls of mystical blue sand, the grains dripping down from her fingertips. I feel like I could be in this photo here, Osawa muttered. Like I've always lived my life, letting so many things slip through my fingers. Kajiwara thought for a moment before responding. I think anyone who's worked hard to accomplish something and focused for a long time on that one thing is susceptible to those kinds of feelings. Or would it... Osakaji. Ooh, that's kind of good too. I kind of like that. Kind of like Osakaji. Because it kind of sounds like a name in and of itself, low-key. Accomplishing something means getting results. That's not where my problem is. Osawa removed the headphones and gave back the music player. Low-key, this shit sound gay as fuck. I can't lie. He really saying, and like, I say that in a pause way. You told me not to hide things from you, right? Hajiwara nodded silently. Then allow me to speak frankly. Leaning back heavily in his chair, Osawa took another deep, slow breath. I'm anxious. So anxious that it's almost crushing me. Given the circumstances, sir, that's completely No. Osawa spoke up before Kajiwara could finish. It's not that. It's not that at all. He shook his head vigorously. If the worst should happen to my daughter, how am I going to feel, I wonder? I'm not a man with a wide range of emotions. My heart is always cold somehow. And the truth is, I've always wanted it to be that way. Which is why, if I lose my daughter, my heart might remain unmoved. I may not even be able to feel a father's sorrow. That's why I'm anxious. That's what I'm anxious about. I swear whoever wrote Osawa's route intentionally wrote it like a BL towards Kajiwara and Tanaka, right? Right? Like, listen, that bathroom scene did not write itself, okay? That bathroom scene did not write itself. I had nothing to do with that, okay? And then the kitchen scene, where you can have one or both of them, like, be there. Nah, they knew what they were doing. And the hallway scene... Stop playing with me right now. Whoa. Where they're leaning up, like one of them standing and one of them sitting. I used that for a thumbnail. I'm like, stop. Stop. I can't remember if I read this, so I'm just going to read it again. He felt his emotions twist inside him in a way that was utterly confusing. For perhaps the first time in his life, he realized how fickle a thing the human heart could be. It's all right, sir. Kajiwara flashed him a carefree smile. What's all right? People who really have cold hearts don't worry about that sort of thing. The detective held out his music player again. Here, I'd like you to have this. Please, give it another listen if you'd like. I think it might help you calm your nerves. Osawa took the offered device. He had dared to open up to Kajiwara just a little, and to his own surprise, he felt grateful for it. And how about one of these as well? The detective produced a banana from his pocket. That's too far. Put your banana away. I'm fine, thanks. Are you sure? All right, I guess I'll take it. All right, I guess I'll take it. Osawa spoke irritably, then his expression softened a little. You know, you've been... Oh, sorry, this is... You know, you've been getting on my nerves all day. Oh, really? And here I thought I'd been doing what I could to soothe your spirits, Mr. Osawa. It's actually been a real long time since I've yelled at anyone, quite so much. As the words left his lips, Osawa found himself thinking back to one particular rainy day. It had to be a banana of all things. We all know what that means. Gay people are real. Maria had been in the 5th grade at the time. Osawa was standing in his daughter's room. In his hands, he held the letters she'd left behind. He happened to glance out the window and saw Maria walking along, soaked from head to toe. In an instant, Osawa was consumed with rage. Maria had left a note. It read, "Dad, you only pay attention to Hitomi. You're too busy with work to play with me, so I'm running away from home." Struck by an impulse he didn't quite understand, he ran from the room, heading for the front door. Maria had just gotten back inside. Osawa met her silently in the entryway. Wet strands of hair clung to the girl's forehead as she looked up at her father with a bitter glare.
You don't care what happens to me, do you?
Impulsively, he slapped her face. Maria's cheek turned red and tears welled up in her eyes. Osawa's anger transformed abruptly into guilt. He gazed down at the palm of his hand and saw a tiny spot of blood. He was shocked by the recognition of what he'd just done, and then he was afraid. Afraid that his daughter could bring such raw emotion out of him and make him do something so thoughtless. Is something wrong, Mr. Osawa? Kajiwara was leaning in, looking concerned. Osawa came back into the moment with a start and realized he had buried his hands in his face. Sorry, his hands in his face. His face in his hands. Fuck, dude, the dyslexia is kicking in. No, he muttered, looking up. Just getting angry, yelling at people. I'm not good with that sort of thing. I don't like it. He picked up the music player and fidgeted with the earbuds as he spoke. Well, getting angry and yelling at people. Wait, I don't know. Sorry, I think this might be... Well, getting angry and yelling at people. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just think that's human. It's human. To do those kinds of things. I often said that he was cold and mechanical. Her sarcasm only underlined a fact he'd always lived with, that he didn't know how to conduct himself like a human being. If you get angry, you show it, Kajiwara said. If you get sad, you show it. It's human nature to let other people know how we're feeling, after all. But what if doing that hurts the other person? That's when you apologize, sir. It occurred to Osawa that he never tried to tell anyone how he felt before. He never felt the need to. And yet, right now, he suddenly felt that, if his daughters were to appear before him, he might blurt out everything he'd ever left unsaid. It was a terrifying thought.
Darling.
Damn it, you're messing up my BL moment, bitch. I opened the door and stepped into the room. I'm glad that she actually is a bitch, or else people would be like, oh my god, you're just like calling her that because she's getting in the way of your ship. I'm like, no, because she's actually a fucking bitch.
The detectives were asking for you. It seems there's been a development.
And we'll be right there. Osawa and Kajiwara hurried out of the room. Acting like they were fucking making out in there. Oh boy. Before the news was shared with the Osawas, the members of the investigation team quietly briefed Detective Kajiwara. Mm-hmm. Notice how Osawa said "will be there," not "I'll be there." Yeah, I love Yaoi. Osawa and I sat on the sofa on the far side of the room watching. They could see Kajiwara go pale. He wiped the sweat from his forehead with a handkerchief several times. Bad news, Osawa thought. Mr. Osawa, ma'am. Kajiwara shuffled his way over to them at last. Oh, is this about the van? Well, we know the truth, chat. We know the truth. We've just gotten word from headquarters. He hesitated ominously. Osawa braced himself. Please, let's hear it. First, about your daughter Hitomi. Kajiwara's expression was grim. The body of a young man named Achi Endo was discovered near Shibuya Station. The name meant nothing to Osawa. In a building not too far from the scene, the detective swallowed. Your daughter Hitomi was found dead. Is it because I left it on a bad ending in that one? The world began to shake. Osawa staggered, reeling with sudden, nauseating vertigo. No, it's not possible. After that, your daughter Maria... The words blurred together. He could no longer comprehend what he was hearing. Everything was wobbling, shuddering, distorting. Hitomi was dead? Hitomi? He said, fuck Maria. At those words, Osawa's whole world went dark, as if someone had just yanked the curtains closed. Oopsies. Hitomi's death. Learning of Hitomi's death plunged Osawa into a pit of despair. Oh my god, Danganronpa reference. This was the dark end of a chain of events that began with a simple, small decision. Someone else merely decided to abide by a little promise. Because of that, not only did Achi and Hitomi meet with disaster, but Osawa lost his mind as well. Keeping a promise is a noble thing, for sure, but right now, saving Achi, Hitomi, and Osawa is more important. Listen, I was getting there. How to do everything else first. Alright, we gotta switch where Minorikawa's going. With his Pokemon-ass backpack. Wait a second. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. Ah! Minorikawa stopped and let out a cry of frustration. Daisuke Endo had asked him for a favor after their interview was done. He promised to tell the Wandering Angels that the dry ice machine they'd purchased was defective. Episode 5. At last, the climax of the play drew near. There was a whole string of troubles, but the cast soldiered on, and it looked like things were going to end all right. Then, backstage, Bando noticed that the dry ice machine was acting strangely, even after it had been turned off. The machine continued to churn out more dry ice. The producer, Tsukozawa, demanded that the defective device be returned immediately, and so, Tezuka, Bando, and Amo loaded it into their vehicle and left the theater. Continued in episode 6. Well, damn. That had completely slipped his mind. If you recalled correctly, the issue was that once the machine started making dry ice, it wouldn't stop. If he ran back to the theater now, he'd lose about 10 minutes. Minorikawa checked his wristwatch. The lone people would be coming by the editing office before too long. He needed to prove to them that the next month's issue of 4-Star General Gossip was well underway, or they'd refuse to wait any longer for repayment. And to do that, he needed to fill a minimum of 6 of the 12 remaining blank pages. He couldn't afford to waste even a single second. This was an awkward position to be in. He needed to keep his promise to Endo. But he also needed to spend his time wisely. Guess I don't have a choice. There was nothing he could do about having forgotten. He hurried on to the cafe. He'd agreed to take on the responsibility. He headed back for the theater. Obviously this is not the thing to do. So therefore I'm gonna do it. He'd agreed to take on a responsibility. Because they literally told us to not keep the promise. But, you know, I gotta get my bad endings. He agreed to take on responsibility. He headed back for the theater. He got there. When he got there, he flagged down the first guy he saw to tell him about the dry ice machine. Hey, make sure you remember what I'm about to tell you, okay? The dry ice machine is broken. The man stared back at him blankly, but Minorikawa just forged ahead. Got it? The dry ice machine is broken. It needs to go back to the electronics store. Make sure you let the folks in charge here know. The obligation met, he hurried back to the cafe to get back to work on his copy. Along the way, he caught sight of a young couple running. They seemed like an odd pair. The girl looked prim and proper, while the boy struck him as a bit thuggish. In fact, the boy's clothing was very much in the style worn by Shibuya street gangs. Maybe he'd know something about SOS. Hurrying to cross their path, Minorikawa called out to the pair. Hey, mind if I ask you something? Have you heard of SOS? Yeah, we read this first. You happen to be a member yourself? No, not anymore. Well, if the kid had once been part of the group, he ought to be able to provide some backgrounds anyhow. Minorikawa took a step closer to the couple, formulating his next question. But they didn't stick around to hear it. Let's go, the young man said, and a moment later he and the girl were running away. Ah, hey! But the pair paid him no heed. In a moment they had vanished down an alley. The story about SOS would have to wait till later then. I would say, does that actually, like, change that much? Because I think it's gonna still continue on. Okay, I'll just do it now then. Should I tell them? Man, see bow, you know. L plus ratio. There was nothing he could do about having forgotten. He hurried on to the cafe. Sorry, Endo. Sorry, Orai. You're just gonna have to let this one slide. I've got Toyama's life on the line here. He opened the door to the cafe with the practice of a regular. Well, the waitress only got that far before her face fell. You again. Hey, hurry up and get me a seat. She grinned wickedly. I'm terribly sorry, sir, but we're all full at the moment. He looked around. All the seats were indeed filled. As you can see, sir. Really now? The waitress's grin widened with triumph. Yes, sir. Fine, I'll just write here. Let me get some power. Jamming his power cable into a nearby outlet, Minorikawa plunked himself right down on the floor and booted up his laptop. The waitress watched in dismay, then turned to stare vacantly up at the ceiling. Just do whatever you want, she muttered vaguely. You know, a person can only get away with being obnoxious for— oh wait, that's probably her. You know, a person can only get away with being obnoxious for so long. Sooner or later, someone's likely to call the police. Oh. My bad. You know, a person can only get away with being obnoxious for so long. Sooner or later, someone's likely to call the police. Minorikawa looked up from his work, startled to see the burning hammer salesman standing over him. You're Mr. Yanagashita. What are you doing here, bro? Thank you so much for stopping by earlier. Are you going to write your article here? Yanagashita eyed Minorikawa's computer. Oh, that's the latest model, isn't it? Look, I got no time to talk right now. Minorikawa opened the file with his half-written copy. Oh, what's this? Chaos at bogus weight loss drink sales demo? Yanagashita read the copy out loud. The organizer, Junichi Yanagashita didn't merely have a whiff of deceit about him. His breath also stunk. Sound good? Minorikawa asked. I wanted to make sure I gave an accurate impression. Oh, I love what you've done with it. This is a great copy. Fantastic. Yanagashita turned to look at him with a manic grin. Yeah, isn't it? In a flash, Yanagashita's face went from grinning to livid. Like hell it is. You think I'm just gonna let you write something like that? Snatching up the computer, Yanagashita bolted out of the cafe. Bro, what the fuck? Hey, get back here! Minorikawa leapt to his feet and rushed off in pursuit. As he sprinted madly along, Yanagashita turned down a narrow alley. Minorikawa swayed close behind, desperate not to lose sight of him. His quarry began to weave his way through the back alleys of Shibuya. This guy clearly knew his way around town. By Miyashita Park, they zipped up onto a pedestrian bridge. Just where the heck was this idiot going? Halfway across the overpass, Yanagashita suddenly stopped. Confused, Minorikawa stopped as well. Give that back, he called. The next moment, Yanagashita flashed a mocking grin and dangled the laptop over the railing. Uh-oh, Minorikawa lunged toward him, but it was already too late. The laptop left Yanagashita's hands and went spinning down through the air. Then, as the two men struggled, Yanagashita himself toppled over the railing. Without hesitating, Minorikawa jumped down as well. Whoa, Gwa! Minorikawa landed hard. As he struggled to regain his breath, he looked around and saw Yanagashita beside him. The laptop was safe in the charlatan's grasp. Apparently, had someone managed to catch it in midair. Before Minorikawa could be too relieved, however, Yanagashita got to his feet and took off running again. Get back here, you little weasel! I don't think so! This Yanagashita guy was infuriating. That, and he was really fast. Minorikawa considered himself a decent runner, but he couldn't manage to gain on Yanagashita. If running away was a competitive sport, this guy would be a world-class superstar. As he ran along, a peculiar thought occurred to him. Hold on a minute. If he hates my copy that much, shouldn't he have wanted my computer to break? Why'd he go out of his way to catch it like that? It made no sense at all. Hey! Minorikawa shouted between gasping breaths. What do you plan to do with my laptop? Yanagashita glanced back at him. Gonna sell it. Sorry about this. What? Minorikawa was taken back. Consider it compensation for defamation of character. In the civil sense, the act of unlawfully damaging another person's character or reputation in the public eye. In the criminal sense, the act of disseminating damaging facts about an individual to an unspecified large number of people. Come on, get real. It can't be defamation if the article hasn't run yet. Why did he drop it? Because he was planning to catch it, I guess. Then consider it an advance on the compensation. This was so nonsensical it made Minorikawa's head hurt. But now at least he knew why Yanagashita had dived after the computer. The thief continued to weave his way through the side streets. His speed didn't diminish in the slightest. Damn it, this guy has way too much experience running away. Bro, what is this, a fucking Yakuza side quest right now? Where they having me chasing somebody? Minorikawa's stamina began to fade, and he quickly lost sight of his quarry. But that didn't mean he was ready to give up on the search. There were articles on that computer that were right on the verge of completion. Whatever it took, he had to get it back. Yanagashita has said he was going to sell it. Where could he be headed then? Probably he's headed to the sales demo venue, probably headed to the knick-knack shop. Probably he was headed to the knick-knack shop. Minorikawa recalled seeing one near the Burning Hammer demo site. He also recalled seeing a poster outside that read, "We buy computers at top prices." That's crazy. Damn, that guy led him on a wild goose chase. That shop was surely going to sell the laptop. Surely where he was going to sell the laptop. Gulping a deep breath, he headed in that direction. There you are, Yanagashita. Minorikawa burst into the shop on center guy, accusing finger pointing squarely at the thief. Listen, there's no way I'm buying a computer that doesn't have a power cable. Details, details. All you sell here is junk anyway. Yanagishi and the shopkeeper had gotten into an argument. Minorikawa recognized the shopkeeper. It was the guy he'd run into on the roadside earlier. The computer belongs to me, Minorikawa shouted as he marched up to them. Give it back. Yanagishi clutched the laptop to his chest. Nuh-uh, I need the money. Knock it off, you're acting like a child. Minorikawa tried to slap him out of his tantrum, but Yanagishi ducked to avoid the blow. Then, bizarrely, Yanagishi froze. A fierce gleam came into his eyes. He broke into an incomprehensible stammer. That's it! Yanagishi snatched a flyer that his gaze had fixed on. Iron stomach, huh? This right here is my little bluebird of happiness, he cried. You know what? You can have this. Yanagishi shoved the laptop into Minorikawa's arms. Haha, and welcome to it, you idiot. I don't need no worthless computer. You're the idiot, Buster. Minorikawa smacked Yanagishi right across the face. Ouch. Hitting him felt good. He decided to do it again. He drew back his arm to deliver another blow, but then someone else came into the shop. Yanagishi's eyes lit up as they saw who it was. Oh, my angel! Whatever is my darling Miku doing here? Miku stood in the doorway, on the verge of tears. Mr. Minorikawa, she began, then her voice choked up. Miku? What's the matter? Something wrong? Miku drew in close to Minorikawa's side. Huh? Yanagishi's gaze darted back and forth between Minorikawa and Miku. You two know each other? Sort of. More to the point, is she the girl you said you were in love with? That's right, the one and only Miku. I have her entrance music as my ringtone. Paying no heed to Yanagishi's excitement, Miku kept her eyes fixed on Minorikawa. I lost to a girl who knows jujitsu. I lost. She buried her face in Minorikawa's chest. Yanagishi let out a gasp. What's this about? What in the what is all this about? He seemed on the verge of panic. Mr. Minorikawa, I need to learn Aiki Jujitsu. I feel so ashamed. She buried her face even deeper into Minorikawa's chest. That's so unfair. With tears in his eyes, Yanagishi darted out the door. Minorikawa glared after the pathetic fellow as he scampered off. That guy sure knows how to take advantage of a bad situation, I'll give him that, he murmured. Can't let him get away. I'm gonna catch him and hand him over to the police. Anyhow, I'm just glad I got my partner back. Let's go chase his ass. I can't let him get away. I'm gonna catch him and hand him over to the police. Obviously, he's broken the law and that's not okay. But going against my rules, that's really crossing the line. Minorikawa snatched a heavy kettle from the table as he raced out of the shop. Nobody runs away from me without my say-so. He sprinted after Yanagishita and he hurled his makeshift weapon. The kettle flew straight and true, striking Yanagishita in the face. With a dull croak, he dropped to the ground unconscious. Oh, that's how we get here. Smiling with grim satisfaction, Minorikawa tied up Yanagishita with some rope the shopkeeper provided, then put him in the back of the shop for the police to collect. He explained the situation to the shopkeeper, who flashed a sympathetic smile. Is that so? Lucky for you, he screwed up then, much as I'm happy to do business. I just can't buy a computer that doesn't come with its accessories. So you'd have bought it from him if he had the accessories? Of course. Stolen or not, it's all the same once I've sold it. The shopkeeper chuckled unapologetically. I suppose that's true. Norikawa laughed along with him. Yeah, all the same. Like hell it is, he roared. The shopkeeper froze like a startled rabbit. I bet everything you have for sale here has been stolen, hasn't it? Don't be ridiculous. I'll warn you up front. There's no use hiding things from me. I've interviewed you. After all, I know you. The shopkeeper was getting more and more flustered. Well, I mean... Look, this is just between you and me, okay? Sometimes I go around gathering stuff that people have lost and sell it here. But it's not stolen, just repurposed. There's nothing wrong with that, right? The shopkeeper smiled ingratiatingly. You moron. Minorikawa stuck his finger into the man's face. Selling lost property is a serious crime, too. A potential violation of Article 254 of the Penal Code of Japan regarding embezzlement of lost property, which states a person who embezzles lost property, drift property, or any other property which belongs to another person and is in no one's possession shall be punished by imprisonment with work for no more than 1 year, a fine of not more than 100,000 yen, or a petty fine. Sheesh. Wait, hold on, you guys. Give me 1 sec. Okay, sorry. It is? Well, I mean, I guess I sort of figured it might be, sometimes. Especially when you know that it could be stolen, bro. There's like, you have a little bit of plausible deniability if you're like, he had all the paperwork and blah, 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 blah. Sometimes. Well, I'm not the police. I'm more into curiosity than legality. In fact, I find this all pretty fascinating. I mean, what sort of things have you gathered up for sale? Well, let me see. Like this and that and that and that. The man pointed to various items on his shelves. And also this and that and that and that and that, I guess. Minorikawa's eyes were directed all over the shop. Ouch! I hurt my foot. Everything the shopkeeper had pointed out had a hefty price tag. That's crazy. And you're actually able to sell things like this? Minorikawa asked. Sure, I can sell stuff. Earlier today, someone bought a big necklace. I'd listed it for 40,000 yen, but I discounted down to 30. And you can still make a profit even offering discounts? Sure, I mean, it was just something I found lying on the ground after all. It was hers to begin with. Hahaha. Minorikawa looked back at him, and for a moment he laughed as well. Then his face turned hard. This is no laughing matter, he bellowed. You need to stop what you're doing here right away. Otherwise you're gonna find out what it's like to get punished by my pen of justice. I'm so sorry. The shopkeeper bowed repeatedly. Minorikawa glared. The truth was that right now he was so busy he'd have to let this guy slide. Still, this whole asinine affair had eaten up a big chunk of time he didn't have to waste. He was going to have to finish up his copy back at the editing office. Laptop in hand, he left the shop, only to stop short when a slight figure stepped out in front of him.
Mr. Minorikawa!
Miku stood there, barring his path. Please introduce me to a dojo where I can learn Aiki Jujitsu. I'm sorry, I really don't have time for this right now. Minorikawa tried to hurry onward, but she stubbornly refused to let him pass. You introduced me to that other dojo before, remember? I suppose so, now that you mention it. He tried to slip by on her right side, but she was quick to block him. I hate how they do the tears.
You're the one who introduced me to the world of martial arts, Mr. Minorikawa.
Well, yes. You know you're putting me in a bit of a bind here. Trying to slip by on her left was a no-go, too. She can anticipate his every move.
Please just hear me out,
Miku said. Can we walk and talk, babe? She was speaking through quiet sobs now.
I can't stand to leave things like this.
She looked Minorikawa right in the eye. Sorry, you'll just have to persevere until we're able to win again. This is a good opportunity for you. You can find something to do with yourself that isn't martial arts. Man. This is a good opportunity for you. You can find something to do with yourself that isn't martial arts. I don't know what to say, to be honest. Let's try this one. This is a good opportunity for you. You can find something to do with yourself that isn't martial arts.
What?
You were the champion at the one pub, right? Maybe now that you're done with that, you should find a more girlish line of work instead. Oh my fucking god. I can't do that shit. I can't do it. I need to pick something else right away. And if I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna let him go because he needs to go help. Instant regret. Listen, I didn't even want to know. I didn't even care to know what else was gonna be said. I just, I didn't need it. And Yanagishida's gotta go help Tama or something, I think. Anyhow, I'm just glad I got my partner back. Ordinarily, he'd be inclined to pursue Yanagishita and subject him to a tirade, at the very least, but there was no time for that now. Yeah, he gets beat up for saying that, by the way. You know what? I would expect that. Also, hello! How you doing? Yeah, I try to keep spoilers to a minimum, if not to a non-existent. But how you doing? How you doing? He explained the situation to the shopkeeper, who flashed a sympathetic smile. Okay, this is gonna be the same, right? Okay, you just have to kind of spam through this part. Like hell it is. Okay, go, go, go. We did all of this already. Stop playing with me. Because I don't think I can skip it. Can I? No, not really. Oops. Selling property. Selling lost property is bad. You're bad. I love how she just looks so depressed in the background. I cannot lie. Honestly, most of this stuff looks like junk. What the fuck? Honestly, everything that's happened today is probably more action in this shop than it's ever had before. He had to let this guy slide. A big waste of time. Okay, and then this is gonna be the same, I'm assuming. I think I'm just gonna have to be like, sorry, girl. I gotta go. I don't have time. I really don't have time for this. Pookie. So you think you're allowed to just scoot on by? Yeah, I do. I do, actually. Okay, let's do... I'm sorry, but I really don't have time to discuss this right now. I need to get this copy wrapped up by 4 o'clock.
This discussion?
You were already champion at that one pub, right? Maybe this is a good opportunity. You could just wash your hands of the martial arts world. Oh no, he's gonna say it again. Miku began to shake. Oh my god. You jerk. Miku delivered a blindingly fast slap to Minorikawa's cheek. Why'd you have to put it like that? You're so mean. Bursting into tears, Miku ran off. Oopsies. Hey, Miku! She gave no sign she'd heard him and didn't turn around. Minorikawa rubbed his cheek. It stung. For once, he actually regretted what he said. Maybe he shouldn't have assumed she'd just be willing to give up her hobby. He did, in fact, know of several, Aiki Jujutsu dojos. If only he had the time, he could have introduced her easily enough. Checking his watch, he saw that he only had 30 minutes and change until 4 o'clock. There's no more wiggle room at this point. These articles needed to get written and fast. He needed to get back to the editing department, and yet... Oh, damn it all the hell, I can't get work done like this. Minorikawa broke into a run, but he didn't run for Heaven Publishing. Instead, he went for Miku. He went after Miku. He has to stole, like, what, 30 items? That sounds like a 30-year jail sentence right there. Could you imagine? I don't think they would give him that long, but that'd be funny. Okay. We've officially messed with everybody. Now we gotta go start fixing the timeline. I can't remember what I was doing, though. I forget what was the end of this, or if this is gonna continue now. Because I fixed something. Yup. We got to the van. Oh yeah, and then we got our little video. I love when we get videos because it just like makes it feel real. Even though obviously like we know it's not real. And also, you know, when they're in motion, it's like, oh yeah, these are real people. Because like obviously I could see they're real. But you know, I don't know, it just feels different. Okay. Miss Minorikawa! A high school-aged girl was crying, clinging tightly to a man who'd been caught in the blast. No way! Kano recognized her as the girl he'd talked to earlier during the traffic jam. The man looked like he might still be alive. Kano hurried over to them. Police, he announced. Dude, no way, my goat! Blood was streaming from the man's mouth. He clearly suffered some internal damage. Hang in there, buddy, Kano told him. Stay with us. The man's face twisted up in pain, but somehow he managed to croak out a few words. Kano let out a gasp. The man's voice was almost too weak to hear, but what he said still shook Kano to the core. The man knew something important, something crucial to the investigation. Rescue vehicles arrived at the scene, and the wounded man was promptly loaded onto a stretcher. When he was placed inside the ambulance, Kano flashed his badge at the paramedics and got in alongside him. The man had already fallen unconscious. Kano didn't know when he'd wake back up, but he knew he needed to hear what the guy had to say. He sensed that this stranger was the key to unlocking the entire case. But though Kano kept a lonely vigil, the man never woke again. The antiviral had been given to Hitomi. The blue minivan Al Karawan told Hitomi to look for, and now the minivan exploding. Kano was sure this man had known how all of these tied together, and now the key to solving the case was gone for good. What the fuck? Bad and a blown lead. Kano tried to get information from a man who was caught in the explosion, Minorikawa, but he arrived too late. If Minorikawa hadn't been caught in the blast, things would have gone differently for Kano. At 15:30, somebody shouts something, and depending on what they shout, both Kano's and Minorikawa's fate may change. 15:30, okay. That music is spooky AF. To the surveillance room. Okay, this is gonna change too, so let's go to here. Achi didn't slow his pace until they were nearing their destination. He turned to look back at Hitomi. It's only a little bit further now. Did you want to walk?
I'll be alright. Ah, Hachi, look out!
Looking ahead, Achi saw that they were bearing down on a young grade school girl. Her head hung in dismay. Achi hurriedly caught the girl up in his arm. Let's do this one. Achi hurriedly caught the girl up in his arms. The maneuver kept her out of harm's way, but the momentum swung her high into the air. She dropped a sheaf of papers she was carrying. As luck would have it, the papers fell amidst the trash scattered alongside the road. Whoops, sorry. Achi stopped to gather the sheets of paper, noting that each was adorned with some sort of writing. Here, it looks like they got kind of messed up, though. The pages had lid and some kind of spilled liquid. Most of them gotten stained.
It's alright, the girl said gloomily. You should just throw them away. It's not like I can sell them now anyway.
You were going to sell them? Hitomi asked. We're sorry, do you think you'll be able to redo them? Achi, is there a stationery store around here? Yeah, up at the top of Dogenzaka, Achi said. Here. He took a 5,000 yen note from his wallet and offered it to the girl. To buy new paper. I know I can't replace the stuff he wrote, but... The girl eyed the bunny doubtfully. But... It's fine, go ahead, take it.
Oh, but... Thank you very much.
The little girl spoke with surprising formality, then turned back and headed up Dogenzaka. Achi gathered up the trash and tossed it into the garbage bin before he and Hitomi continued on their way. Achi led Hitomi to an old, multi-tenant building, then hurried inside and headed up the stairs. Behind the reception window on the second floor sat the custodian, sleeping on the job. Yukinori Kitajima. His main job is overseeing the monitoring room for the local surveillance cameras. But on the side, he works as a novelist and a game scenario writer. He often sleeps on the job during his free time, but sometimes while he's asleep, he gets his writing done. Just recently, a certain game was released, set in Shibuya, but since he wrote the scenario and emailed it to the game company while he was asleep, he didn't know about it until just the other day. Oh. Hey, wake up, man. Achi gave the window a tap, and the man woke with a start. Huh? Achichi? Don't scare me like that. That's one cheat too many. And wow, you sure seem to have a lot of free time on your hands. He sure does. He sure does. I wish I could write games in my sleep. He's literally living the dream. I know, right? Bro's living his best life. Yeah, no one's been by to check today. That's not so bad, right? I mean, I guess it is a surveillance room, but still. The man let out a big yawn. My dad asked me to come down here and check on the security monitors, actually, Achi said.
Sorry to bother you when you're busy,
Hitomi added with a polite bow. Huh? Who are you? You with Achichi?
I'm Hitomi Osawa. It's nice to meet you.
Oh ho ho. What, you Achichi's girlfriend? Again, too many cheese there, and that's none of your business. Just let me have the key. Hoping his blush wasn't too obvious, Achi mimed unlocking a door. You want to answer a simple question and you want me to hand over the key?
Yes, I'm his girlfriend, Hitomi said. We just started dating. So I'm sure I'll be seeing more of you, sir.
She flashed a winning smile. Oh, well, what a surprise. He's like, oh? Never thought Achichi could land a fine lady like yourself. The surprised custodian held out the key. Good for you, Achichi. Still one cheat too many there. But yeah, dating. Achi gazed into Hitomi's face, even more surprised than the custodian. Bro, just take the keys. Just take the keys, little bro. Achi, Hitomi said, nudging him in the side with her elbow. Come on. Oh, right. Snapping out of it, Achi took the key and headed up to the next floor.
I'm sorry, Hitomi said as they entered the monitoring room, for saying that we were dating like that, I mean. It was a pretty clumsy lie.
No, I was just kind of sudden is all. I was just a bit jittery, I guess. Achi felt his cheeks color again.
I mean, I figured I had to say something or he wasn't going to cooperate, Hitomi said.
She looked a little embarrassed herself.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make things weird.
Literally kicking his feet, giggling. I'm kicking my feet, giggling, even though I know she's gonna be like, well, you're fugly, so it didn't count. Nah, it wasn't weird at all. Actually, it was kind of... He said it was kind of, aha. He stopped himself there. Now wasn't the time for that sort of conversation. They needed to find that blue minivan. Literally kicking his feet, giggling, lol. The surveillance camera monitoring room was really just a big office with a single computer. Achi knew it well. So this is the monitoring system, he explained. Sorry, I was moving in my chair and shit. He explained. He switched on the computer. Oh my god. Sorry, I can't get in the good position. You can see all of downtown Shibuya from this one computer. Achichi. Hitomi gazed impatiently at the monitor, even though it wasn't showing anything yet. I mean, that's probably why she was looking at it impatiently. The look of sheer determination on her face held Achi enthralled. You talk about how attractive your sister is, Achi murmured. As far as I'm concerned, right now you're the lovely one, Hitomi. Oh my god. Bro, he's trying the wrist technique. What the fuck is this? It's nice that Hitomi did something useful after being at everyone's birth for so long. We literally were talking about that earlier. That's actually funny as fuck. We were literally talking about how Black Blue doesn't like Hitomi because she's just like damsel in distress all the fucking time. That's funny. See, others see it too. Listen, I saw it. I just like, I don't know. I guess I'm just used to that shit, even though I hate it. I like really felt like she was kind of like a nothing burger. You know what I mean? Like, we all know Tama low-key the better twin. Yikes. I hate that for her. For her as in Hitomi. Sorry. I had to take a sip of my drink. Hitomi looked at him uncertain. I mean, look at the lengths you're going to, look at the lengths you're going to and the risks you're taking to save your sister, Achi said. I can't bear the thought that something might happen to her. And the last time we were together, I said such horrible things. Plenty of people do bad things without even realizing they're bad. Never mind trying to fix it. I'm just doing what I think is right. Yeah, but these days, most people don't do the right thing. Heck, if they did, Shibuya wouldn't be covered in trash like it is. Me? I appreciate it when someone really cares about the things that are important. Doing the right thing as a matter of course, that's very attractive. Achi blushed as he said it, and Hitomi shyly looked away. I think the system's ready. Turning to the computer, Achi hastily changed the subject. Not gonna lie, kind of riz. A little riz. This thing's so simple, even I know how to use it. Clicking on the mouse, he brought up a row of 4 windows on the monitor. Oh my god. Achi's really laying on the riz, though. He low-key is. Each window showed a different view of the Shibuya cityscape. The image quality was not great, but that's because it's being updated on a 2-second delay, I guess. Achi tapped on the keyboard, bringing up a shot of different locations. He clicked on one of them in order to enlarge the image. Maybe we really can find that minivan with this. Hitomi was practically glued to the screen. My dad's the one who designed this security system. Your dad must be pretty amazing. Well, he graduated top of his class at Tokyo Denko University, a prestigious national university founded over a century ago. Applicants who place highly on the entrance exam can receive a full scholarship. Achi's father was one such attendee. The school has supported extensive research into the artificial intelligence and recently announced an AI program known as Body. While the computer is asleep, different personalities emerge, which have an impact on various normal thought processes, forming a network of more human-like thought patterns as a result. Okay, damn. My fault. He always said he could have had a career in computer engineering, but he took over the electronics shop so that he could marry my mother instead. That's such a sweet story. Do they run the store together then? No, I think she's dead. Achi shook his head. No, my mother died when I was 4. Oh, I'm sorry. Hitomi sounded even sadder than Achi. Well, anyway, never mind. He's like, no worry about it. It's totally fine, I guess. Never mind that. Here, look. What the fuck? The seedy-looking weirdo they'd run into at the Geigo was on the screen. Huh? That guy again? No way this is happening at the same time. Huh? That guy again. Said weirdo is running all out. A laptop computer under one arm. But yeah, one of the tropes more tiring than damsel in distress is the assassin that fails to kill anyone. Although that's more of an accident born from badly written fighting games than anything. Honestly true. He's being chased by a man in a long coat. That guy sure gets chased around a lot, huh? Achi said. When the weirdo slipped out of view, Achi switched it to another camera. That's a fun little Easter egg. The new view showed the weirdo running again. By hopping from camera to camera, they could track him wherever he went. As long as we have these cameras, Achi said, this guy has nowhere to run. Nowhere to run, huh? The moment he said those words, they struck an odd chord in his mind. He remembered their repeated run-ins with the man with the cane, how the assassins had seemed always to know where to find them. Achi, please, Hitomi urged. Stop messing around and let's look for the minivan. Sorry, there's just something I'm curious about. Let's try this. Sorry, there's just something I'm curious about. Achi continued to track this seedy-looking man. The weirdo rushed into a knick-knack shop on Center Guy. Soon after, the man with the coat appeared and followed him into the shop. Aha, looks like he snatched that guy's computer. Moments later, the weirdo came rushing back out of the shop and sprinted away again. He wove through the narrow alleyways with cat-like alacrity. Achi did his best to keep tabs on him, but the man managed to give him the slip. Wow, Hitomi said. She too had been watching closely. I'm kind of impressed. Mind if I keep at it? Achi asked. Sure. He continued scanning the camera images, trying to locate the guy again. At this point, even Hitomi was invested in the quest to find the fugitive. But minutes passed and he didn't spot him. Achi was on the verge of giving up. Ooh. Oh, that's me. Hitomi took out her cell phone. It's an email from Mr. Tana. Found him. Achi's shout cut Hitomi off. The guy was in a back alley off of Center Guy. Wait! She's gonna see that's her sister! He was talking with someone. Huh? Is that... Achi blinked a few times as he leaned in closer to the screen. Hitomi, you have to come look at this. Ah! That's my sister! Hitomi brimmed with excitement. For real? I think so. What's she doing in a place like this? And like that, actually. Why is she talking to that guy? I'm not sure. The monitor showed a cheerful little scene. Looks like they're having fun. Guess since they're twins, they're both into older guys. Achi felt his mood start to sour. I have to ask, are you sure she was kidnapped? Yes, at least I sure thought so. And so did the police. Then what's this all about? Persona cameo. For real? Should we go and see for ourselves? Guess so. Oh, what about that email? Achi pointed at Hitomi's cell phone. Shouldn't you take a look at that? My sister comes first. That place where she is it far from here? No, not particularly. Oh, sorry, I think it was supposed to be the other way around. Achi and Hitomi rushed from the building, heading for the alley where Maria was talking to the computer thief. Oh, sorry, they said, actually, you're blocked. I guess we'll continue this route. It wasn't long before they were closing in on their destination, but as they headed down a narrow side street, a familiar figure suddenly appeared to bar their way. Oh, you fucking serious? Uh-oh, it's him. Gun in hand, the man with the cane slowly ambled toward them. Achi and Hitomi bolted down a nearby alley. Damn it. Taking another turn, they reached the alley they'd seen on the cameras. Maria! Hitomi rushed over to her sister, but Maria just stood staring at Hitomi in silence as if she couldn't process what was going on. While the assassin was still in pursuit, he had turned the corner behind them and was steadily drawing nearer. He pointed his gun at Hitomi's head. Come on, hurry, Achi urged. He tried to lead the two girls away, hoping to escape further down the alley. But instead, Maria charged boldly at the man with the cane. Oh my god. The assassin was caught off guard by the unexpected counterattack, but he reacted quickly, clubbing the girl in the head with the grip of his pistol. Maria! Hitomi shrieked. She stared in horror as her sister collapsed in a heap on the ground. Then Hitomi's eyes rolled in the back of her head and she fainted in Achi's arms. Hitomi, hey! But the shock had overwhelmed her. She was out cold. Raggy. Slowly, the assassin lifted his gun to shoot, aiming for Achi and Hitomi. If only he had Hitomi to protect, Achi might have been able to pick her up and get away. But he couldn't just leave her sister here. He knew, with the chilling certainty of despair, that he could never save them both. Bad end. He could never save them both. Finding Maria had seemed like such a stroke of luck, but it led to Achi and Hitomi running right across the killer's path. This never would have happened if Achi hadn't gotten distracted with tracking that weirdo on the cameras. If he'd focused on looking for the minivan and said, man... They said, fuck... They said, what'd they say fuck me for? What is Maria doing right now? Who am I? The assassin had gone quiet. Okay, wait. I read this already. Who am I? I am you. See me and you. Oh, God. My one gripe with this game is the fact that, like, I can't, like, skip fast through text that I know of. Oops. No, go back. Hey, girl, what's up? Thank goodness it's you, Tama. I knew it. Tama. Tama. I am Tama. I guess none of the above, right? None of the above. None of those fit me at all. No, Tama definitely does, though. I turn at the sound of an exuberant voice and see Mr. Yanagashita running my way, flailing his arm in a friendly greeting. I swear, this guy could wind up banished to the pits of hell and he'd still give it his all, day in and day out. Oh, thank goodness, it is you, Tama, I knew it. The man with the cane grumbles something incoherent, then holsters his gun and flees the scene. Huh? Now you're with some middle-aged guy? You look so sweet and innocent, but I guess you kind of get around, huh? Boss, nice timing. I do a little fist pump. Whatever he's doing here, I'm glad he drove off that guy with the gun. Hmm? What are you so happy about? Yanagashita gives me a puzzled look. But he's promptly distracted by his own excitement. Well, anyway, never mind that, Tama. He shifts down to a conspiratorial whisper. You know, I'm such an idiot. I can't believe I was in such a tizzy over some silly scratch card from a magazine. I can tell that he has news he's itching to tell me. Did something happen? Well, tee-hee. Tee-hee-hee. He brings a hand to his mouth and giggles unsettlingly. When you go into the backlog, what button do you press to get out of it? Circle, I think? Yeah, circle. Well, he brings his hands to his mouth and giggles unsettlingly. I had a great little idea. A great way to strike it rich. I feel like I've heard this from you before. Mr. Yanagashita shakes his head fervently. This time it's different. We're talking way more digits than before. Now try not to be too surprised, yeah? Spittle flies from his mouth as he rattles on. Or, is it okay to be surprised, actually? Fact, I'm guessing you're definitely gonna be amazed this time, Tama. I can practically see the banknotes dancing in his eyes. Got to the chase already. What is it you want to tell me? This time, get this! I got a line on 10 million yen. He thrusts his index finger skyward, grinning ear to ear. Surprised now? Yeah, you are. And it doesn't require any capital. It's no risk, high return. In the world of equity investment, a wise investor weighs risks against the potential for return. Many heavily risky projects, however, yield little in the way of actual returns. Such cases are called high risk, low return. The inverse low risk, high return is quite rare. The idea of no risk, high return is simply absurd. He said, that's absurd. Okay, let me see something. There's a crazy gleam in his eye. I love all, like, the fourth wall breaking right now. It's cracking me up. Oh man, I'm finally gonna get to be part of the billionaires club. It's not billions, it's only millions. Well, not like only, like that's not a lot, but you know what I mean. That is so ridiculous I don't even have a snappy retort for it. Never mind that 10 million obviously wouldn't make him a billionaire. By the way, you haven't seen Cheery, have you? Oh, you haven't seen Cheery, have you? We're gonna need her help to wrap up this 10 million yen. Cheery? No, I haven't run into her since the sales demo. Oh, darn. Well, if you do happen to see her, tell her to get in touch with me. Sure, alright. She's like, okay. I still don't know what's going on, what he's going on about, but there's probably no harm in being helpful. That's where you're wrong. There's always harm in everything that has to do with this man. Thank you, Tama. Guess I may as well give you a little hint. This kind of fire. This music's kind of fire, can't lie. A hint? Yeah, a hint. Want to hear it? Oh, sure. Thank you. Oh, sure. Thank you. Well, then I guess I've got no choice. When you put it that way, I just have to tell you. Mr. Yanagashita clears his throat and proceeds to claim in an affected tone. When the mighty stomach triumphs over the endless cavalcade of icebergs, the hero shall be blessed with fame and fortune. Huh? What the heck is that supposed to mean? He looks inordinately amused at my confusion. Don't smile at me like that. It's part of a legend. Hold on. Okay. It's part of a legend. You only need to remember that one verse for now. You're going to bear witness to history. What is blood yapping about? I feel like this guy's is right out of some kind of story himself. Anyway, thanks for helping me out with the cheery thing. Adios. Spanish for goodbye. The true meaning is closer to the English for farewell. In day-to-day interactions, most Spanish speakers use the word ciao. Adios can carry the connotation that you do not expect to see the addressee again. And then, like a whirlwind, Mr. Yanagashita zooms away, leaving me alone in the alley. Phew. Suddenly I feel totally exhausted. I let out a sigh and drop my eyes, and that's when I notice a notebook on the ground at my feet. It's his memo pad. Did the assassin drop this? I pick it up and look inside. There's a photograph tucked inside the back cover. It shows 3 young people, 2 boys and a girl. Well, what do I do now? Do I go to the police? How would I even explain the situation? I can see it now. They're like, yeah, buddy, sure. There's this killer out there and he's after this person named Hitomi Osawa. And then the police would be like, who is that? And who exactly is after her? And then, what would I say?
Heck, they might not even give me the time of day in the first place.
Oh my goodness.
Heck, they might not even give me the time of day in the first place. Not only do I not have any idea who Hitomi Osawa is, I know nothing about the guy who's after her, except that he walks with a cane. I mean, I can't even tell them who I am. They'd probably shoo me away without a second thought. What am I supposed to do?
I hang my head at a total loss.
The necklace around my neck sways idly to and fro.
Dude, am I gonna accidentally turn it on? Oh, keep out. No way. Can I go to Maria now? Does it just, like, lead to where she is normally? Oh, okay. We just opened that shit. Suddenly, I hear someone call out, "Maria!" Huh? I spin around to see a young girl running towards me. She kind of looks like me. Behind her are two men. Oh man, am I just gonna get the same bad ending?
One of them is the man with the cane. He raises his gun and aims it at her. Oh no, he's gonna shoot her.
The instant I realize what he's doing, I'm lunging toward him. And then I'm bonked. He shifts his grip on the gun and clubs me in the head.
And I crumple on the spot. I don't even know why I tried to protect this girl. My body just moved on its own. Maybe it was just a reflexive impulse to help someone in danger. But am I the sort of person who'd risk her life to protect some complete stranger?
Bad end, protecting the girl. Maria's impulse to protect a stranger is selfless, but ill-fated. Of course, the strange girl is actually her sister Hitomi. If you know what causes Hitomi to show up here, you can probably avoid this untimely end. I do. I just wanted to see what would happen. You know, I'm nosy like that. Oh, no, wait. I need to go further. Hold on. My bad. I need to go here. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. We'll. My bad. Let's switch. My bad. Audrey switched over to a different camera. Oh, right. My bad. Audrey switched over to a different camera. He continued switching views, scanning the streets of Shibuya, but there was no sign of a blue minivan anywhere. Still, they remained glued to the monitor. Yeah! Still, they remained glued to the monitor. Oh, that's me. Hitomi took out her cell phone.
It's an email from Mr. Tanaka.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was about time for my mood to take a dip, Achi thought. What? Hitomi blurted. She looked up from her phone.
Achi, Mr. Tanaka found the minivan. Oh, it might actually be me, bro. He what? What does it say? Read it to me. Oh, my ears itchy. Okay. I ran after it, but wound up losing sight of it. It was heading toward Jinan. That's what he says. What about your sister? Oh, they said you're blocked. Was she inside? He doesn't say. Oh yeah, we didn't see her in this ending. Or in this, the few seconds the transition took felt agonizingly slow. Finally, 4 new images popped up. Achi quickly enlarged one of them. What? He looks so shook. Why does he look like that? Oh, Hitomi let out a tiny gasp. Oh my god, there it is. Sorry, I was like analyzing what was like around it. There on the monitor was the blue minivan. There was no doubt about it. So are we gonna go over there or what? Achi and Hitomi rushed from the building, speeding towards Jinan in an all-out run. Ooh! Run, Achi, run, Hitomi, run, other guy who's looking for Miku. Oh, shit. Oh, we jump in. Oh, we jump in! Running along Koendori in pursuit of Miku, Minorikawa heard a cell phone ringtone coming from somewhere nearby. Oh my god, seeing him move is so weird. Oh my god! That's insane! I didn't think they would show a video of that. Suddenly a massive fiery blast knocked him from his feet. A deafening roar set his head throbbing. What was that? What's going on? He lay in a daze on the ground, trying to wrap his mind around what had just happened. He smelled the foul scent of burning rubber. Then came a sound of quick footsteps rushing up to him. Mr. Minorikawa! A voice called out to him, as if across an impossible distance. Mr. Minorikawa! Was that Miku? He forced his eyes open and saw Miku looking anxiously down at him. Mr. Minorikawa! Miku, those things I said earlier. I'm sorry. I went too far. What are you talking about? That's not important right now. Miku choked back a gasp, and Minorikawa realized his mouth... his blood... He had blood leaking from his mouth. Sorry, I'm having a fucking stroke. His body wouldn't move. His mind was reeling. His body wouldn't move and his mind was reeling. What? What happened? Tell me. Tell me. Miku's voice was dry and hoarse. Miku's voice was a horse.
There was a minivan. It exploded. Exploded? A minivan exploded on a city street. That sounded like a terrorist act. His reeling mind drifted back to the attempted bioterrorist attack on Migaseki 2 years earlier. An unoccupied minivan exploded outside the MPD station, and afterwards a device meant to scatter a dangerous biological agent had been discovered near the subway. With sudden clarity, Minorikawa recalled what Osawa had said earlier. The power balance of the entire world might be at stake here. Could there be some sort of connection between Osawa's warning and this explosion? There was. There had to be. Minorikawa's journalistic intuition told him it must be true. Something terrible was underway here in Shibuya. "Police!" a man in a suit announced. He crouched beside Minorikawa and gently lifted his head and torso. "Hang in there, buddy. Stay with us." The change of position allowed Minorikawa to clear his airway. He sucked in a deep breath. But as soon as he did, intense pain shot through his lungs. I think I might be done for. Whatever his intuition might be telling him, didn't look like he'd ever be able to write about it. But at least the least he could do was tell someone else. With his last act, maybe he could still accomplish something. He strained to get a few words out. Osawa. Kenji Osawa. The power balance of the entire world. As his voice failed, he heard the sound of the ambulance sirens approaching. Paramedics frantically unloading stretchers. Turning his head, he saw a number of other people who'd been injured in the explosion laid out on the roadside. Amongst them were a woman and a child. Emergency workers bearing a stretcher came over to Minorikawa. "Forget about me. I'm beyond helping. See to the others instead." Minorikawa shouted internally, but no one heard. Damn. Premonition of disaster. Minorikawa chased Miku as far as Koendori, only to be caught in the blast when a minivan suddenly exploded. A few simple words can change his fate. Someone who shouts something at 15:30 needs to change what it is they shout. If Minorikawa hears something that grabs his attention, he may not get too close to the explosion. Okay. Oh. Okay. Where were we before? Achi and Hitomi rushed from the building, an all-out run. Neither spoke, they simply dashed along in silence. Achi felt as if they'd been running a marathon and the finish line had finally come into view. They hooked a left at the station and darted past the Cebu department store. Aha! Achi pointed as he came to a stop. The blue minivan was still there, parked by the curb along the slight hilly incline. Leaving Achi behind, Hitomi started rushing up the hill. Oh my god. Alarm bells started going off in Achi's mind. Someone from the kidnapping crew was in that van. It was dangerous to approach carelessly. "Stay back, don't get too close," Achi shouted. But she didn't appear to hear his cries. The hope of rescuing her sister had driven all else from her mind. Achi started to run after her. Hitomi had reached the vehicle already. She brought her face close to one of its windows, but the tinted glass obscured the view inside. Hitomi circled around the minivan's other side. Achi saw her grasping at the door. She slipped out of his view for just a moment. Oh my god! That was funny as hell.
The fucking, like, 3D car. That was nuts. That's really funny. I love how they really want to show this car blow up, so we get a full video of it on every route. I know, right? Like, what the fuck? There was a thunderous explosion and a gout of flame tore the roof off the minivan like it was made of aluminum foil. Hitomi! Horrified, Achi charged through roiling smoke, searching for Hitomi. Bro, she's literally cooked, bro. She's literally cooked. He saw two figures sprawled on the street several meters from the van. Okay. Hitomi and Kanan. Oh. Hitomi, wake up! Are you good? Hitomi, wake up! Achi curled her in his arms, and her eyes drifted open faintly. Are you alive? Are you alive? Promise. Please tell me. Achi, yeah, sorry. Are you okay? Are you hurt? Hitomi didn't appear to understand him. Her only response was blank, dazed look. There was a small patch of red on her face. Achi gently wiped it away with a finger. He saw no further signs of bleeding. She must have been splattered by someone else's blood then. As far as he could tell, she hadn't been gravely injured. Achi let out a sigh of relief. Hitomi, is she alright? Kanan stirred on the ground. Her clothes were scorched in places, and she was bleeding from her head. Kanan, did you save her? Is she alright? Yeah, what about her sister? Kanan didn't respond. No, it can't be. Achi went to look inside the van. Amidst the smoke and flame, he could make out the outline of a body. What happened here? Achi had to look away. Get Hitomi out of here. Hurry. If those guys show back up, Kanan's face twisted up with pain. Alright. But for real though, how many times is Hitomi gonna be attacked or otherwise pass out? I know, right? Achi settled Hitomi carefully in his arms. Wait, I need to tell you something. Kanan's pain gasp called him back. Alfard. Huh? Alfard. That's the name of the mastermind. I'm sure it'll come up again if you keep pursuing this. But if you value your life, don't get involved with Alfard any further. Okay. And now go. Okay, and thanks. With Hitomi in his arms, Achi hurried from the scene. He wasn't sure where he was heading. He just wanted to get away, wherever that meant. He carried her past the crowd of onlookers that had swiftly begun to assemble. The flames of the burning van rose ever higher, roaring up toward the heavens. Sheesh. To be continued. Okay, so that's done. And that looks different for the other to be continued, I swear. Okay.
Is he still caught in this? Wait, do I want this? Maria. What to do now? Wait, is this new? Phew, suddenly I feel totally exhausted. I let out a sigh and dropped my eyes, and that's when I noticed a notebook in the ground. Did the assassin drop this? Okay, yeah. I pick it up and look inside. There's a photograph tucked inside the back cover. It shows 3 young people, 2 boys and a girl. We've read this already. Well, what do I do now? Do I go to the police? How would I even explain this situation? Oh yeah, no way, I read this already. I don't have to read this now. No. I know nothing. Blah, blah, blah. But now we shouldn't get interrupted. What am I supposed to do? Hang my head in total loss. Sways idly. Keep out. What the Sigma? Why am I kept out? Kept out. This is still bad ended. This is so bad ended. Is there anything else here? I can't remember. Oh yeah, because like well, I don't know if she's gonna be considered dead or something. Something wrong. Oh, maybe it's still because Kano's is on the bad end. Hold on, I don't know. At 15:30, somebody shouts something. Shout something. So it was on the bad end, right? He's not now? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Because I'm like, was it the bad end? I can't remember. Do. Something wrong, Mr. Osawa? Kajibara was leaning in, looking concerned. Sorry, the music is just like, I was just swaying. Osawa came back into the moment with a start and realized that he buried his face in his hands. No, he muttered, looking up. Just getting angry, yelling at people. Shit that I already read. I'm not good with that sort of thing. I don't like it. Okay, are you gonna sit me down and tell me my daughter is dead, or does that not happen in this timeline? Skip. I forget how much. Okay. When you're angry, when you get sad, blah blah blah. And then we're like about to kiss, I think. And then my bitch wife.
My bitch wife comes in the room and ruins my night. And yet, right now, blah, 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 blah. And then my bitch wife comes in. Darling. Look, like, why is she, like, lit up by red? Like, does that not show some, like, does that not show that she's evil? Is that just me? He's been in development. Okay, we'll be right there. Oh, it's kept out. Okay. Should we pause here or should we keep going? A keep out is good. True. That does mean like everything, well, for the most part, is where it needs to be. You are at 3 hours. That is true. All right, we can save here. I feel like we did a bit. We did a good amount. We watched everybody's stories and we fixed up some loose ends. Yeah, I did get one to be continued, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I guess this is where we'll end. Let's go. Ugh. And yeah, I think I feel like I made good progress. I feel like I made good progress in it. Okay, go over there, controller. We don't want you anymore. All right. Yeah, you make progress. Thank you. Thanks for streaming. Smiles go for miles. Oh, purr. Should we see? Let me see. Who's live? Who should we raid? Ooh, okay, here's somebody we haven't raided in a minute, and they're playing a game that I haven't seen, and I'm interested in seeing, because I don't think I would ever play it myself, because I'm a little bitch. So, stick around for the raid, you guys. Show some love to some other people. Next stream will be tomorrow with... It might be Mania, so it might be an early stream. But if not, then I'll see you at our normal time with whatever I play. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not hit that follow button, make sure you do so. And until next time, take care of yourselves. And I'll see ya. Bye. Bye.